Okay, Dani, California, by the Chili Peppers. This will be what it sounds like. Okay, so for the intro part there, the chords that we'll be using is A minor. If you don't know what A minor is, it's the bar of the 5th fret, and then put your ring finger and your pinky finger on the A and D strings on the 7th fret. Okay, so that's A minor. I actually play it with my thumb over the top, and I bar my fingers down there. Whatever, whichever way is more comfortable. I'm just lazy, so I keep my hand like that. So we're going to go from A minor to G, just your standard G chord. So you bar the 3rd, you know, and then just make the E shape, and then bring your fingers down to where your ring fingers on the 5th fret of the A and D, and your middle fingers on the 4th fret of the G. So A minor to G to D minor with the root on the A string, right? And that's just like an A minor open chord, you know, same exact thing. Just slide that down to where your middle finger, ring finger and pinky finger are on the 5th fret. Your middle finger's on the 4th. 7th and 6th on the middle finger, and then you're barring the 5th from the A string down. So far we got A minor, G to D minor, right? And then it goes back to A minor again. So, and then just kind of listen to the rhythm. So that's just the intro part right there. So sometimes what I'll do is, instead of playing that whole, you know, one good tip is whenever you're playing chords, you know, don't always play. I very rarely will strum an entire, you know, A minor. You can get so many cool sounds by just breaking the chord into halves, you know, only playing 3 of the strings. So it could just be the top 3, and then you can hammer on other stuff like that. So anyways, use that, you know, when you play different chords, just use fragments of the chord to get different sounds. So we have the intro. Then you'll hear him throw in there, and so he's just going to be outlining the chord. So if you know a little bit of your scales on the A minor, he's going to go, there's a part where you'll hear him go. So all he's doing is just following the chord. That same chord progression, A minor, G, D minor, back to A minor. So for the A minor part, the A note on the D string is on the 7th fret. So we're going to hit that twice. And then we're going to have our finger already on the index finger on the 5th fret of the G string, and just go from 5 to 7. So back to the A. So from the 5 to the 7, you're going to just hammer on, you know. One more time. And just, that's kind of the way it sounds, though. And then, you know, we're going, so that's the A minor. On the G major part, he's going, so you just move up to the, you know, just try to, in your mind, imagine that part. Whoops, sorry. Imagine that part of the G chord. Because that's what he's just doing, he's just going. So he's going. So for the G part, you just go twice on the D string 5th fret, which is the note G, and then you're going to do the same hammer on, but we're going to hammer on a half step. So so you went G note, and then you put your index finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and then hammer on your middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string. Okay, so put those two together, you got. And then if you can imagine a D minor, that same minor shape that we had for the A on the 5th fret. Just move your index down to where you're on the 10th fret. Whoa. Keep getting out of the frame, don't I? And we're just going to do that same pattern that we did on the 5, but now on 10, so it is. So it's 12, which is the note D on the D string, and then hammer from 10 to 12 on the G string. So you put those together, and just finish back up at the A that we already did. Okay, so you can put those two parts together. And then go back to the intro. Okay, and then so for the verse, you know, the chorus for Dani, California, he starts on an F, so it's. Okay, so we're going to play an F major, which is, you know, just like the G, but move it up to where your index is on the 1st fret. So we're going to play that twice to a C. Now normally I would play a C like that, but I'm just going to play like a C5, which is just your index finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then your, you know, your middle and pinky there, ring finger and pinky on the 5th fret of the D and G strings. And the reason I do it on this one is because it's easier for me to just slide from that, because we're going to be sliding into a D minor. So that's an easier, for me anyway. So I go, and then slide right into a D minor, which we already went over that shape because we had that chord in the intro. Back to a G, to the F. So. F, C, D minor, G. Okay? Now there's a unison bend in there, I think after the first chorus. And a unison bend is where you're just going to bend the string above it to the note below it. Does that make sense? So like for instance, I would put my index finger on the 10th fret of the top E string, and then I would put the way I do it is I put my ring finger on the 11th fret, because I'm playing that note, which is C, right? And I'm going to bend the B note up to a C, which is here. So it's a full step. And then move that up to where, so I'm just going to name now that you have that, you can do it, use that for your soloing too, it's a cool little. So I'm just going to tell you where my index is going. So we're going to go from 10, which is the C note, to you know, B flat, which is on the 6th fret. Index is now on the 10th fret, which is D, to E. So you put that together and you got, and then do it again. And then that takes you right back to the intro. And so on. And there's one other section of the song I'm thinking of where he's kind of like singing along, like doing oohs and ahs. And during that part, I kind of just pluck it on my guitar, so I don't really not. It's like kind of like a little bit of some D minor in there. I just kind of play that just along to him doing that. So just those notes, you can just fiddle around and kind of make that part of your own. Kind of just in that spot right there. And that's pretty much the song. It has a really great solo at the end of it too, which is in D minor. So if I get enough requests, I could always show you the solo. But you know, it's got that really cool solo where he's going like. that one. It's like a real Hendrixy sounding one. So, anyways, I'm going to go over the parts we went over again one more time, and you can play along. And enjoy. It's a great song. So we'll go. Intro.